Hello guys, and welcome to the Linux Fever again. I am back after a little bit of time because of my busy schedule, and you guys know I'm working on 2-3 projects simultaneously. So I'm back with a fantastic tutorial video today. So let's see what we are going to learn today. Okay. So basically, we are going to learn today to configure a basic mail server. So we'll configure a mail server, and with the help of AWS and Postfix, that is MDA. You might have heard about Postfix. It is widely used MDA, mail transfer agent, Postfix, and then we'll use Toolbox to send and receive. Basically, will receive emails using Toolbox, and of course, we'll need one webmail to basically send and receive emails using a web environment. So for that we'll need a SQL element. So why actually I want to tell you why actually I'm making this video, because I was actually looking for a tutorial to set up some mail service, and I found that there is no actually step-by-step tutorial for beginners to learn actually how these things works, how we basically set up a mail server from the beginning, and so now in this video I'll show you that. So let's begin with first. Let's begin with setting up the server. So let's quickly have a look on the steps we'll need to perform. First of all, we'll need to prepare our DNS, that is domain name system. That is, I'm going to set this up, set the mail server for my official uh, channel website, which is Linux Fever. I have bought a domain for this, and also we will basically need a server. So I will use AWS EC2. You can use any other server if you want, but there's only one requirement, that you should have root access to it. Otherwise, you will not be able to install applications or find a lot of problems. So make sure you have a root privilege, and basically just get a VPS and or a dedicated server, and then of course we'll install Postfix, and we'll see how we need to configure Postfix so that our mail server works. And the last step is to set up the dope code and the SQL mail. This is the web application to send and receive mails. Okay, so this was it. I guess you got what we are going to learn today. I assure you this video is going to be very helpful to you all of you guys, because I'm going to show you everything from beginning, and step by step we'll configure everything. Okay, so first of all, let's get a web server from the AWS. This is my AWS dashboard, and I will just create an instance. You can create any instance, or you can have any instance. I will go for Ubuntu. Yeah, I will go to Ubuntu server. Okay, now you have to configure these are the default settings. Just add the storage is also fine, 8 GB of storage, tags. And now this is the important part, we have to configure a new security group. Okay, so we will need SSS to log into your server and perform the task, and then we will add other rules like HTTP. Okay, this will allow us to access it from a web browser, and we will also need POP3. We'll need POP3. This is for receiving emails. We'll need IMAP, that is also for receiving emails. Okay, and now we will need anything else. Yeah, of course we will need SMTP. Okay, which will be listening to the 25 port number 25. Okay, so these are enough, I guess. So we'll just, okay, we need to have this one. Okay, now just ignore this warning and we'll launch the instance. We'll create a new key pair to log into the server. Okay, let's just download the key and I will click on launch instance. So the instance will be launching in a while. It will appear over here. It's saying pending. It's pending right now. So after this gets initialized, what we will do is we'll create some records, DNS records, so that our domain points to this server, and we'll then set up the mail server. Okay, it will take a little bit of time to get initialized properly. Okay, now it is running, and so select this one. Okay, now here you can see we got a public IP address 52.66.201.174, and we'll also need, because this public IP address can change up to the server reboots, so we'll definitely need a static IP address. For that we'll need an elastic IP address. Elastic IP addresses are nothing but the static IP addresses. So in my VPC I will create a new elastic IP address, and elastic IP address get created, and now I will associate this address to my instance, EC2 instance that is running over here. You have to just select it over here, and now okay, everything is fine, and now I'll click on associate, and okay, now if we look at the instance, this one, right, it is still running and initializing, and here you can see now the public IP address is changed to the elastic IP address, and now this is not going to change even if we reboot the server. Okay, so if I copy this one, now I'll copy this one, and now I'll go to my DNS management of my domain. Here you can see this is my domain, and the DNS management for linuxfever.ml. That's my domain. I have purchased it, and now we have to create some records over here. You can see there are some error records already pointing to my website, and now I will create another error record so that it points to my mail server, right, that we have just created, and we got a public IP also, so we'll point to that IP address. So we have to, like, here we have to mention as mail, this will be the host name, and 3600 is the TTL value for 1 hour, and this will be an error record, and target will be the IP address we just got over here, that is 13.232.206.85. we'll copy this one and paste it over here. Now this mail server will be pointing to this this record, this domain will be pointing to this server IP. Okay, so we'll create this record. Okay, it got logged out, so I have to log in again. let's just create it again. The record got successfully created, and now we have to create another record, that is the MX record. This is needed for mail server. For the MX records, we'll leave this as blank, or you can use if you want, but is not supported by this service provider. So if your service provider allows this one, which is a asterisk, if if it if it if your service provider allows this, you can use this one, and this basically means the whole domain, and that is the linuxfever.ml. So I will just leave it as blank, and this record will be type of the MX record, and the TTL will be also 3600, that is of 1 hour, and the target will be our this one. The target will be this one, mail.linuxfever.ml. This is the full FQD one, this fully qualified domain name. The first part is this first part is the host name, that is mail dot, and the later one is linuxfever.ml, that is the domain, and we will set the priority to 10. Of course, you can Google and learn about this, what this priority means for a MX record. Okay, now we'll save these changes, and once the records are created, we can move to the server. Okay, the record is added, you can see it over here, 2 records, that is the A record, which is pointing to our IP address, this is the public IP address, and now we have created another MX record, that is and it is also pointing to the server, and with a priority of 10. Okay, now we are done with this part, and now it will take some time to propagate to all the servers, and till then we will connect to our server using putty. First we will generate the key that we downloaded, the private key, that was I think it was server1.mam. This was the key we have just downloaded some time ago, and it is successfully imported. Now we can save this one. Okay, we'll save this as Ubuntu server. Okay, Ubuntu server.ppk. Okay, now the key has been saved, and now we'll connect with this putty. Okay, the server IP was this. Yes, port 22. SSS authentication. We have to select a key over here, Ubuntu server. Okay, now also let me change the font to a bigger size, please 20, not 20, please 12. Okay, so that you can see it properly. Now good, we'll save this session as Ubuntu server. Okay, just click yes, and we have to log in as Ubuntu. Okay, here we are now logged into the server, and you can see the internal IP address over here, and now we will log in as root. Just type su, and we have to give the password. Oh no, I have not set the password yet. First let's set the password for the root. Okay, login as root. Now we have to set the host name. We have to set the host name for our mail server. So I'll etc host name. You can change the host name over here. You can see it is written as IP and the internal IP address. Now I'll change this to something like mail. Okay, this is our host name. This will just save this file. Okay, now you have to also change the host file. Okay, this is the etc host file. Okay, now we'll write the IP address here, the public IP address, right? That was this one. Okay, now this will be a public IP address, and now we'll write over here the full FTDN. This mail.linuxviewer.ml and again mail. Okay, now we are set up with this host names, and now we'll save this file. Now we have to reboot the server so that it gets affected. Okay, it will get reboot in a while. Let's see now. Till then it gets rebooted, we'll see if our DNS got propagated or not, and that we set it up a few minutes back. So we have to use an online tool called MX Record. Yeah, MX Toolbox, right? This is a website where you can check the status of your MX records. Okay, so here we will type a server name, that is linuxfever.ml, and sorry, the domain name, this is linuxfever.ml, and we'll look for the MX records. Now it will show you if it has got propagated or not. Now you can see over here the MX records is pointing to our IP address, that is 13.232.206.85. that is the Amazon web server IP address, and the host name is mail.linuxfever.ml. Okay, so everything is fine now, I guess. And here we have rebooted the server, and now we will connect to it again. Okay, so what we'll do now, we have, okay, now let's check the if we have properly changed the host names or not. Okay, the full FTDN is mail.linuxfever.ml. Okay, everything is fine. Okay, so now it's time to install the postfix that I have already told you, that is the MDA mail transfer agent, and we will need this to send and receive emails. Okay, so the command to install postfix is the same apt-get install postfix, I guess. Just log in as root first. Don't you think I should where it is, I want to change the font size actually. Okay, now first just install the I've got install postfix. Okay, we'll install postfix. It will be just linuxviewer.ml, okay, not mail.linuxviewer. Okay. Okay, now we have successfully installed postfix. Now let's just configure it. Okay. This is the main configuration file of postfix. So we'll edit this one. We'll edit some parameters over here. My origin. Okay, let's just remove these comments. I'm removing these comments so that you can have a clear picture of this. Okay, now it looks good, and now we'll configure everything. Okay. Okay, now the my origin part. My origin should be, I think, the domain name itself. Let's see what we can change over here. Let's first define the okay, let's first define my domain. Okay, which is of course linuxviewer.ml. And then we can define the my origin. My origin is the my. It will be same as the domain name. So just write this as my domain. Okay. The SMTP banner, we leave it as it is. If no, that's fine. Okay. Append.mydomain, that's also fine. Set it as no. This is the TLS certificate files. We don't need this TLS. We are not providing any TLS security right now, so we don't need this. Okay. Okay, now SMTPD relay restrictions. This is basically what we are going to whom we are actually this is whom we are actually allowing to send mails through our server. This is the settings, and we will permit our networks. Of course, that's why it is written permit my networks. So I will permit my networks to use the service to send mails, and of course we will use permit SL authenticated users to send email and defer anot destination. Okay, now let's leave it as it is. Okay, these are fine, these settings are fine, I guess. And now just bring down to the my host name. What happened? It got stuck over here. Wait hold on a second. Oh, that is a network problem. I guess I need to restart the session again. So we are here at the my host name. Okay, now is at the my host name as, okay, the my host name will be, of course, the mail, the full FQD1. Of course, that will be the host name of our server. That is the full FQD1, that is mail.dnsfever.ml. That is fine. Okay, then the alias maps and alias, that is fine. My origin is my domain name, I guess. So I will write it as, now set the my origin as your domain name that we have already defined in the first line, that is my domain is equal to nextfever.ml. And then the important part is the my destination part, that is what we are going to set up here over here. The my host name is correct, we will need this one. Then the linuxfever.ml, that is also correct, I guess. Yeah, then mail.linuxfever.ml, this is same as the my host name, so we don't need this one. We'll delete this one. Then comes the localhost.linuxfever.ml, that is also fine. And then the localhost. Okay, we'll need this two, and the total 4 number of entries over here. Okay, now let's come to the relay host. Relay host, we'll leave this as this. Relay host is basically if we want to use some other service provider to send our emails, so we can set it up over in the relay host. Okay, for our case we are not going to do that right now, so just get down to the my networks. Okay, now in the my networks we have to specify which networks you allow to basically send email. So I have deleted the IP6 entries, and we will just allow the 127.0.0./8, that is our loopback IP. And we also need to, I think we also need to allow our internal IP address. Almost forgot the internal IP address, I have to look it again. I'll just save this on file. Just here we can see over here, this is our internal IP address, 172.d1.24.116. Okay, okay, we'll delete this. So we'll basically allow these two IP addresses, our internal IP address and the loopback IP address, right? Now let's come to the mailbox size limit, that is 0. That is fine, we don't want to set any limit right now. That again comes the recipient delimiter, and just leave it like that, we don't really need it right now. The INET protocols and INET interface, just leave it as it is, set all to both of them. And we'll just need to save this file. Okay, we are done with the postfix configuration, I guess. Okay, now I have to reset the postfix service. Okay, now the postfix has been restarted, and now we can let's check if we can receive emails in our server. First of all, what we are going to do is, let's see if we can receive mail. First, telnet to our server, right? So if we telnet to the local host using the 425, which is the SMTP port, you can see trying and connected to the local host. That means our postfix is working. And now we'll quit, and now let's see, we can send a message to our server. Okay, now for that we'll create one user first of all, like Bob. Okay, password. Okay, we have created a user Bob, and now we'll send a message to this user from another service. We can use Gmail. I will send an email from my Gmail account to our server, and we'll see if we can receive the email. Okay, if you receive our email, you can say that the postfix is successfully configured, and then we'll move to the dove code part. Now first let's check if we can send the email to the user Bob. We have to put @ and then our domain name linuxfever.ml. So the subject will be test email to Bob. Okay, test email to Bob. Okay, let's send this one. Okay, now we have send the message has been sent from the Gmail, and let's check if we have got that email now, isn't it? So to check the emails, we have to go to the our mailbox, which is in the uh, var spool and then mail. If we list the entries here, you can see there is no entries over here. Okay, looks like we haven't got the email yet. Let's check the mail logs. Okay, let's check it out. If we have done some mistake or something like that, we have to check the mail logs. Let's see. Here we can see. Here you can see it is written that it is rejected. The mail has been rejected. It was coming from the Google SMTP. You can see over here from my email address, and it got rejected for some reason. I don't know why. So I have to figure it out. It says null host bits. You should use this one. Oh, I got it. Just copy this one, this address. I have to use this one, this internal IP address for my networks in the postfix configuration. Okay. I will again bring up the postfix configuration file. as everything is fine. And now we'll just save the file, reset POSIX. Okay. Okay. Let's try to send a mail again. Okay. I'll just send it, and I'll check if we can get the email. No, we haven't got the email yet. If we have got the email yet, uh, we can see the mailbox of Bob here. So we haven't got the mail again. So we have to again check for the errors in the log. Yeah, looks like it says it is delivered to the mailbox, but we haven't got the mail yet. Let's check it again. Here you can see now the mail is got delivered, and now if you see, you can read the mail over here. Just I send a message with this subject, test email for Bob, right? So we have we are clear that we can send email to our server from an external from the internet. And now we'll move forward, and we'll see how we can receive emails, and as well as send emails from a web client, web application like SQL Mail. We'll set both code, and that is the MDA, mail delivery agent, and now and also we'll configure SQL Mail, that is a web mail. Okay. Now one more thing I wanted to tell you guys, that this tutorial is not for a production server or using a massive email server. I just wanted to show you guys how these things actually work, and how we basically how we can set up a basic mail server. I am just making sure that it works, and you can get the little things, how it actually works, how we use postfix and along with this dope code and all, so that you guys can understand the things. This tutorial is for beginners, not the advanced users. So you can so it I can you can use this whole process for your production server, but what you need to make sure is that you use extreme security measures like uh, TLS certificates and all. So you have to set them up all, and you have to very careful about the ports you open up, uh, basically. So that none can actually get into a server, because if someone gets into a server, and this that can be a pain for you. I must tell you that. Okay. So I'll I'll just get a little bit of break over here, so that I can just get my cup of coffee, and then we'll continue and set up the Dove code, and of course the webmail, that is SQL mail. Okay. Hey guys, I'm back again, and now we are going to do is to set up the Dove code, and of course, and then I will set up the SQL mail. Okay. Now, first of all, to set up the Dove code, let me clear up the screen first, and yes. Okay guys, let's just install the code first. I think I need to install dovecode 3 daemon, that is dovecode core, dovecode pop 3D, and again then dovecode imapd, right? These are the 3 daemons, and dovecode core which is needed, and dovecode pop3 is needed to pop3 and IMAP both are needed to receive emails, right? Okay, so we are going to get this tree and it will just set up everything, and now then we have to configure some files over the dovecode installation. Okay, now as it is set it up, now I will configure dovecode. Okay, sorry, first configure the dovecode.conf. Okay, this is the main configuration file, and here we have to look for lesion. We have to here you can see this line. You have to uncomment this line. Okay, listen to star. We don't need this IP version 6. I just need this listen star. Okay, just save this file. Okay, now we'll go for that conf.d, that is the another configuration file. Here you can find the first one, that is demo.conf. Here we have to make some changes over here. So first of all, we have to disable fluent text, right? We have to comment this out, disable, uncomment it basically, disable plain text out, right? We have to set this to no. Just set this one to no. Okay, then next we have to look for another parameter, that is auth mechanism. Auth mechanism should be plain and login as well. Okay, now save this file, and we will move to the another file, that is 10mail.com. Here we have to set this mail location. You can see it over here. The line mail location is equal to, here it is written mailbox, mail, inbox, bar, mail, and %u, that is the username, and this should be var spool. Spool is missing over here, that is spool. Okay, var spool mail and then user. This is the correct location for our mailbox, right? So we have to set it up like this one, and then what we have to do is to change another parameter, that is the mail privilege. Look for it. Yes, mail privilege group. Here we have to write I have to set this up to mail. Okay, mail privilege group to mail. Now I think we can close this one, save it. Okay, now yeah, we have to check. We'll register the code right now. Okay, now the code is registered, and now we'll see we can the code is configured properly or not. For that, we'll telnet to port 143. That is listen to Dove code. Yeah, you can see it over here. Dove code ready. You can see it over here. Dove code ready. Okay. So just don't understand good. Okay. Next, let's see. Now let's. I think we are done with the Dove code, and then we have to now configure the SQL webmail, right? So before configuring SQL, we have to make sure we have Apache web server running. So let's see if it is running or not already. No, the Apache is not there, so we have to install it on. So we'll install Apache first. Now if you see that Apache is running, and now we'll verify this using our web browser, and we'll go to the address mail.linuxfever.ml. This is the domain name, and if you go there, you can see the default Apache page. That means Apache is working fine, and now we can set up the SQL. Okay, so SQL, to set up the SQL, we have to first install it. Just clear the screen first, and then we'll install. I've got install. What the fuck I'm doing? I've got install SQL, I guess. SQL. It says unable to locate package SQL. I think I need to make an update. It seems like I'm sick today. I'm typing anything. I was supposed to type apt-get update, and I typed apt-get install update. Oh my god, I fucked. Now that is the update is done, so we'll try again to install the SQL, and this time this will definitely going to install, right? So after installing SQL, we have to configure it so that we can use the webmail and send and receive emails both locally and of course to the internet. Now it is taking some time. Oh, it is done. Let's just create a screen, and now to set up the SQL, first we have to go to the folder, user share, and then I guess it should be SQL. Yeah, SQL, user share SQL, and then I guess it should be. I forgot what was it. User share config, right? Config. What the fuck, man? Config.pl. It's supposed to be there. To squirrel mail. User sir. Squirrel mail config.pl. And literally fucked up it. I made a mistake. I always make mistake. It's vconf.pl. Yeah, 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 yeah. Squirrel configuration, right? We'll directly head over to the second part, that is the server settings. You can see it over there. That is the two option, and I'll click on the. Now, first of all, we have to change domain name. We have to first just type one, and we have to change domain name, that our domain is linuxfever.ml, right? Okay, now we have to configure one more thing, that is the IMAP settings. Alright, send mail or SMTP. Alright, now just type A. Now IMAP server, that is the 4. We have to mention it. We have to set the server IP over here. That is this one, the public IP address. Yeah, good to go. Then we have to also update the SMTP settings. You also update the SMTP settings. SMTP server, right? Should be again the public IP address. Okay, now we will save the changes. We don't need anything else to change, so we'll change this things, and then we will just return to the main menu. Let's see if we can change anything else. No, everything is fine. Then let's change the organization preference. Okay, scroll mail organization name, just change this to Linux figure. That will be fine. Okay, now just save everything else, and now we'll quit. Okay, now I will restart everything. Restart. Before restarting, we need to make another change, or you have to, I think you have to create one soft-link for the Apache server. Okay, so and before that we have to change something, that is, I guess, this is scroll mail, and then we have to change the Apache settings. Apache configure, you have to change this aliases. We can make this something like webmail. Yeah, okay, so this is it. I think everything else is fine. Now you have to create a short links for this Apache.config. So we will just head over to the etc Apache to conf available. Okay, we'll head over to this, and you can see here you have to create one settings for the Apache, right? So we'll create just a short link for that. LNS etc Where was it? Where was my file? Squirrel mail and then Apache config. Create the shortling as squirrel mail. Okay, here we go. Now we have to enable this one. To conf and then scroll mail. Right? Yeah. We have to restart the services. Okay. Save system control. Restart. Apache. We have restarted this Apache services. Now everything looks fine. Now what we have to do is to visit our browser and see if it is working. Okay. Just type the full FQD and then we have mail that the aliases we have. There we go. We have set up this squirrel mail. Now you log in using our username and password. The username will be our user that we created before, that is the Bob user, and the password, of course, the Bob. The password was this. Okay, let's log in. See if we have made it. Yeah, you can see already we have the emails that was stored in our mailbox. Test email for Bob that we set earlier from our Gmail account. And now if we wish, you can send and receive emails. Let's try to first send an email to my Gmail account. Okay, first of all we have to compose mail and to my this Gmail account. That's my email account. Thanks, server is running fine. Okay, send this. It is temporarily authentication failed. Relay access denied. It says access denied. I have again done some mistake. Let's see. Let's look into our logs, mail logs, right? Here you can see from Bob at Linux. Yeah, to this. Why it got rejected? Let's see it over here. Disconnected from the. So, okay, so this is an authentication problem. That is our server is denied. Our server has denied the access because I think we have not set up the postfix properly. We have to allow our public IP address so that it can send email using our server. So we have not allowed our public IP address. We have only allowed our internal IP address to send the messages. So just let's go back to postfix. Okay. You can see it over here in the my networks. We have not allowed our public IP address to send emails using our server, so we have to allow this one. So what was our public IP address? This one. Okay, here we go. So now we should get authorized. Save this file and restart postfix. Okay. Okay guys, as you can see, the mail has arrived in my spam. Although it has arrived in my spam, it is the server, as you can see, the server is working, and we can make this not to go to the spam and directly go to the inbox, but that will be topic for another tutorial video. We need to make some configuration changes. For now, we'll also try to send an email from this one, from this Gmail account, to my web mail server, and let's see if we can get the message. Okay, so okay, just send this one, and let's see if we can get in our squirrel mail. So if we go to the inbox and now check email, it has not appeared here. Looks like the mail is still coming. Okay, I can see the mail log. Yeah, we can see it over here, that we have got our message successfully, and now you can see that the server is working properly. So this was it. Hope you had learned something about the mail service, how we actually set up the mail service.